The Ministry of Wrestling podcast. Do you know what I think about the Ministry of Wrestling podcast? It's my favorite podcast, and I'm yet to listen to it. One day I will listen to it. That's the deal, right? So right now, if you're looking at my bald head and you're not listening to the Ministry of Wrestling podcast, I'm ashamed of you. I'm disappointed in you. You've made me sad. And the only way you can sort this out is by listening to
the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
Do it now and subscribe. And do other things with the thing.
All right, thank you. What's up, man?
Hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's 1/5 of them boys, me, the one AJ, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. So you know what that means. We're here. And why we're here? Because the weekend is over and the week has begun. Well, I'm a bit late in the week, but it took me a long time to recover, and annual leave is done. So the one AJ was back at work. That's just the real of it. But you would be remiss. I would be an absolute loser to do a preview show for the Love of Wrestling weekend and then not give you guys a summary of how the weekend went. I'm gonna put it out there straight away. I'm disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed. I'm disappointed in each and every one of you who didn't turn up because you missed the best weekend of 2026, and it's only February. That's how big this weekend was. It was absolutely amazing. I'm not even going to say nothing short of amazing because it exceeded amazing. It was so unreal. A bit of a backstory. I went to For the Love of Wrestling 2 years back, and that's because Sean Waltman was there. Huge Click fan, let's put it out there. I think I've said this every time, but I'm going to give you guys another throwback into AJ's life, and it was because of not having the opportunity to meet Scott Hall. I promised to never not meet any of my icons and heroes again, and honestly, Sean Waltman, X Park 6, whichever way you want to know him, 1, 2, 3 kid, whichever way you want to look at it, this is that gentleman's name, was at For the Love of Wrestling 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm going to do it. Very last minute, very small budget, made my way down there, gave him the only, and I say only at the moment, green version of this t-shirt, just as a token of thank you. Couldn't even do the whole meet and greet. Hopefully he'll be back, and I will make up for that time. The year after, just being last year, 2025, Nico and myself went down and had a blast. We got to see Sting in one of the last times he will wear the face paint. Hopefully it's not the last time for Sting because the autographs were sold out. Got to meet legends like Mick Foley, the dearly departed Sabu, Lex Luger, just before he's announced that, you know, what he's doing with DDP and how far he's got. Jake the Snake, the APA, the Nation of Domination. You know, each year I say there's a different hero. Last year, as much as it was great to see Sting, I think the Nation of Domination panel was amazing. The time we were able to have with the Nation of Domination on the autograph stands was great. This year, 2026, the winner, without a shadow of a doubt, has to be the UK's very own Paige / Saraya of the infamous Knight family. Gave everybody absolutely everything and more. I can't say the wrestlers didn't, because Bobby Lashley was amazing, Billy Gunn was amazing, Kevin Nash was amazing, every Kurt Angle was amazing, RVD was amazing, Sandman was amazing, everybody I met. But I'll give everybody their flowers, well, as much as I can in the constraints of this time. But Saraya, literally at a point of photograph, just made everybody feel like she's known you for 10 years. That's how bad it is. It's like a reunion. You follow that up with by the time you get to the autograph stand. And I'm telling you guys now, Saraya and Kurt were only down for the Saturday only. You know, there's a Friday night, a Saturday all day, then a Sunday day. And Saraya and Kurt were only down for Saturday. And the fans were out in their droves to meet them. I believe it was over an hour I stood just to get a picture with Kurt. Again, I keep doing this. I missed out on a autograph, but hey, that's not For the Love of Wrestling's fault. That's my fault. That's my bad. I got to be hot on the press. Was lucky enough to get the Saraya autograph, and if you go to Saraya's Insta, you'll see the love that she felt. 10 hours worth of signing, the biggest signing she's ever done in her career, in her life, from what I've understood. And even at the table, she gave you even more time than at the photo booth, because the photo booth is very, you've got to be on it, guys, to get your picture. There's a lot of fans. Let's give everyone their flowers. Let's do it. Autograph, there's a bit more time. So, you know, if you are torn between which one, I would recommend getting both. I've got my Saraya picture and my Saraya autograph. Yeah. But like, that's what I would recommend for everybody. But this This weekend, unfortunately, the old tag team partners were not available to make it, so AJ rode solo. But I did not ride solo because the wrestling fan is nothing. This is nothing short of amazing, nothing short of heartwarming, and made me feel the most grateful I've been. So at this time, I'm going to put it out to the young MOW members out there, and that's my boy Lucas and my boy DJ, who I had the pleasure of meeting down at For the Love of Wrestling. I took a picture with Lucas. Also met another gentleman who saw the preview for the Love of Wrestling show. I was like, hey, bro, I saw your content. Thank you so much. Can I take a picture with you? I'm going to put this out there, guys. And I'm going to tell you guys off who don't do what I'm about to ask. At the end of each video, you hear the like, comment, and subscribe. Let AJ know how you feel. Agree, disagree on prediction shows. And are you going to be there? There are some people who commented and told me they're going to be at For the Love of Wrestling. And I appreciate that. But you never know who's watching. I'm a man in front of a camera, and sometimes you feel like you're just watching a camera. There are people here who made me feel like, oh my God, thank you guys so much. Lucas, I'm gonna put it out to you now, my friend. I am so sorry. When you and your dad came up to me and were like, can I take a picture of us? I said, huh? You want a picture with me? There's Kurt Angle over there. I'm queuing to meet Saraya. You want a picture with me? But look, I don't want to be self-indulgent, but that was it. It was nothing. I was shocked, warmed to a degree. And then there's meeting people that I met last year, some guys that have become friends of the channel who showed us how to go to a Rev Pro wrestling show, who with how to attend For the Love of Wrestling and make sure you build your schedules. Like this year, I went all out. As I said, I've listed a bunch of names, and there's more to the list. And if you don't plan your schedule, it could be a tough one, guys. I would actually go as far as to say, I'm putting it on the record now. Go platinum. It seems insane amounts of money, but it's worth it, because each time you're in the building, you go, oh my God, there's Christy Hemme. Oh, there's Melina. I need to meet them. I need the autograph. There was Killer Cross. There was Scarlett Bordeaux. There was Shotzi Blackheart. There was Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Blue Meanie, Sandman. I'm trying to go for it in the order that I saw it. Bill Apter, Al Hebner, Jerry the King Lawler, Jim Ross. I'm going to stop. Doug Williams was there. Grado was there. They came on the Sunday. I have a lot to say about Doug Williams. In a minute. But yeah, it was great. Shout out to Hellfire Designs. They were in the house. Wrestling Outsiders were in the house. Atomic were in the house, who have got links to Burning Heart, so our heart burns deep with that. If the ministry are going to talk wrestling, we're going to talk progress. There's no way we're going to talk UK wrestling and not talk progress. It's just not going to happen. But this weekend, guys, I've queued longer than I've ever queued for anything in my life. I've talked to people who I've never met in my life, and I loved every minute of it. It's not that I don't like talking to people I've not met, but sharing a common passion. Like if you're watching this channel right now, you love wrestling. So why aren't you at For the Love of Wrestling? I said it before, I'm saying it again. I'm disappointed in you guys for not being there. If you were there, no offense, throw it up. But this was a great weekend. I can't explain this more. The setup from the smack. Let's go from the beginning. You start off with a Friday night, which was meant to be Eric Bischoff. It ends up being an Extreme night with RVD. RVD gave us some great insights into the early stages of his career, the ECW to WWE transition, the revival of ECW, the post WWE, the possible opportunity of facing John Cena in the retirement tour, the injury that probably stopped that from happening, the birth of his kids. There was so much in there in one night that was great. If you're a Rob Van Dam fan, you got it all. And he'll stop to take pictures along the way on his way in and out. Then how do you follow that up with For the Love of Progress 4? And that was excellent wrestling. There's going to be a review show on that, and review of our points in that, but that's another show. That's entirely it. For the Love of Wrestling kicks off at 9:30. I was in the building from 9:30, and I queued for the entire day. I left post-show I went to the after party Aftershock Breaks convention once again, huge show. And again, the people who were doing autographs and stuff are involved in the matches, whether they're managers actually wrestling. Billy Gunn has not missed a beat. You can see why this guy's still active and putting many people younger than him to shame. So cool. But the wrestling there, and that was 2 days of queuing for autographs, for pictures, and they were great. And other stars, I've mentioned how Saraya was the star. Bobby Lashley, I had such a great conversation with, telling him how that's the only t-shirt I've ever bought from WWE Shop, the Hurt Business, when he came back and formed the Hurt Business within the WWE. It was amazing. And seeing the Hurt Syndicate arrive in AEW, because the Hurt Business was no more in WWE, having to be able to share that with a wrestler and getting their insights on that, their thoughts. Again, Killer Cross, a man who posted a video once upon a time thanking the fans for asking for his t-shirts to be at Raw, and now having a chance to say, no, thank you for saying thank you, because you didn't have to. You could have just cashed in. Those moments. This t-shirt, guys, you know it's NWO. You know it's NWO inspired. Having Kevin Nash tell you, a founding member of the NWO telling you, cool t-shirt, I like that. Kevin Nash saying, this sign that I throw up all the time, it's yours. Take it, run with it. We as a founder member of the clique, we see it as a sign of respect and go with it, run with it. I have official permission. Yes, we've had it from Chris Bay, and that was awesome to have it from Bullet Club. But Bullet Club was a byproduct of the clique, who were the first ones in wrestling to throw it up. You know, there's lineage to it. That's where it started. Show me anyone else in wrestling who threw that up first before the clique. So having one. Hey, would you know, 1/5 of them boys saying, yeah, it's yours. All kinds of cool. Absolutely all kinds of cool. So those moments I will never forget. Billy Gunn, again, DX. These are the groups that I loved, and being able to tell Billy, I played as you at WWF Attitude. Kids, do your research. Every single day, I would go to the highest level. I think it was Legends mode or hard mode, whatever it is. And I could do an entire rumble from number 1 to 30, throwing everybody out. I could do gauntlets with you. The entertainment you delivered, being able to talk to Jim Ross and the King, and be able to say, oh, Hebner, and being able to say thank you for the years of entertainment that a young AJ at the age of probably 6, I saw Oh Hebner, asking him what are your favorite matches to have been involved in. Telling JR and King thank you, and the inspiration that you guys have given me to be able to ever pick up a mic or talk, and what it means, the attitude, the slight edge that I have thanks to the clique. These are moments I'll never forget. Melina, Christy Hemme, thanking them for everything. Again, Paige, Kurt Angle, very brief picture, but being able to say thank you. Samoa Joe, Orange Cassidy. I feel like I'm missing people. ECW, Rob Van Dam. The story I told you guys, if you didn't watch it before, I'm going to say it again. Telling Rob Van Dam that my very first WWE show, he came out and he was the only wrestler who gave the fans who hung around after a show a glimpse and a moment of his time, is something that has kept me as a fan and something that I'm grateful for. Being able to share that those moments with wrestlers that you had by watching them from a distance and now being this close. I'm going to do it again, guys. This close to them. You can't imagine how great that is. I can. It's not for me. I think I may have shared it before, but the moments Nick had with Sting last year, to meet your hero and share it with him. Again, my boy DJ, dressed just like Darby Allin, to meet Darby Allin. These are great moments that you can't replicate. You're very fortunate to maybe be outside and see a wrestler coming out of their hotel or something like that, or at an airport. Some stuff people encourage, don't encourage. That's not for me to judge right now. I'm talking about a convention which is made for nothing more than that. The Great Khali. I meant the Great Khali, guys. There's so many stars on that weekend. It's hard to remember them all. But sharing moments with them and being able, I know one thing I kind of found myself doing and pulled back on doing was asking, what's your favorite match? I know these guys must hear this 12,000 times a day. I know these guys will say that 12,000 times a day from everyone who was there, and it's a question they hear 12,000 times every other time that they're walking around or meeting somebody. Hearing stories from Kevin Nash in the ring of what it meant to be on a cruise, and hearing that your friend Hulk Hogan has passed away, and the whole world knowing you knew Hulk Hogan, and 2 minutes stepping out of your house, you've had 30 people say, I'm sorry for your loss. Having to spend the rest of your holiday in your bedroom because you just don't want to be around it, or not that he didn't appreciate it, he just needed his own personal time to process. These are the moments that I've now witnessed and can appreciate. It truly was just something different. And it's not that I've not enjoyed the other two For the Love of Wrestling I've been to, but there was something very, very magical about this one. I can't even put it into words. I turned this camera on knowing I had to do this. And before I go any further, other podcasts, I've mentioned YouTube shows and stuff like that. TDS Wrestling, met them. Gavin Knotts, a man who has done this way before I've ever put my kit together, who's had inspirations and I forgot Swerve. How can I forget Swerve? Great moments of Swerve. No Swerve from the indie circuit and can communicate with him when Swerve's back in London or winning the title and being able to communicate with him. Knowing Bill Apter to a degree that I will not have. Well, you never know what could happen. But those moments, so shout out to Gavin Knotts as well. All of these people, guys, I'm gonna put some links of the people that I met, and I highly recommend you guys follow. Let's support the wrestling community, right? Let's see how these guys do a much better job than I could ever do. Those moments that I don't know how to put into words this time, guys. I really don't. I turn the camera on and I'm like, I have a structure. I have a few bits of clips. I may insert them. I may not. I wasn't in AJ mode. I was in fan mode over this one. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures, actually. You might be seeing some now. It was fan mode, but it was the best form of fan mode. It showed why the wrestling community is one of the greatest communities. I was there from Friday night till Sunday early evening. Not an ounce of trouble, just people who will sit and talk and give you their time. You're in a queue. As I said, who queues for over an hour but doesn't realize they're queuing for over an hour because you're just talking and having fun with other wrestling fans. These are the moments that I can't put into words. It's a phenomenal thing that I have to say. Monopoly Wrestling, thank you guys so much for putting this together, giving us a moment. And even that, through the years that I've done it and the communications, you guys have seen it. I've interviewed James, I've met April, interviewed her. Seeing these guys again and being like, oh, great to see you. The community is just building it within the wrestling and within the MO dub, if you would. And it was, I'm going to say it again, amazing. This isn't a cheap plug, guys. This is, if you are a wrestling fan, this is me telling you, don't miss out on this. Truly don't miss out on this. You hear stories from wrestlers that you might have heard some stories a million times before because we've all seen the CVVs and Inside the Ropes, who were also in the house. Shout out to them. You've got my picture there. There were so many different people that you've heard stories from, and then you get these little nuggets. And sometimes you've wondered, what is the view from this person on that situation? You have a chance to ask that wrestler. You may get the answer, you may not get the answer, but there's an opportunity there, and it just goes that little bit deeper than you ever could. And now it comes to the point that I want to bring up something. There were a couple of people I want to put a shout out to within the wrestling community. We have the Dynamite Kids family who are advocating for him to be entered into the Hall of Fame. And we're talking about books about the British Bulldogs, actually, and just putting stuff out there. I've seen Dark Side of the Ring and I've seen what that family went through. And just being able to say, like, thank you for sharing that with us and putting out such a great wrestler's, name out there and letting us fight for something that is probably deserved. Like, he does deserve it. So those moments there. And again, another name that I brought up, and I'm not going to hide it, and this is probably going to be a clip of its own somewhere. Doug Williams, one of the innovators of UK wrestling. When I say innovators, obviously we have Big Daddy, we have Kendo Nakasaki, we have World of Sport. But one of the UK wrestlers from within the past, let's say 20 to 30 years, who've gone out there and made a name for themselves, but not only made a name for themselves, inspired others. Doug now has a documentary called My Fight coming out, guys. Anyone who was there in attendance on day 2 of For the Love of Wrestling was able to see not only the Doug Williams interview with Lee, the director behind this, but also the opportunity to see the trailer for My Fight. My Fight not only shows the career, but the battle with mental health. And these two have got something special. I'm not joking when I say this. Something very, very special is there. You're gonna see. I'll talk about going behind the curtain. We're gonna see the real insight from someone here, a legend that is Doug Williams, a man who has inspired many, many wrestlers, UK and US, and probably beyond. That's gonna be something. That is gonna be a huge documentary. And look out here, we're gonna do what we can to promote both the Dynamite Kid legacy and most definitely My Fight. Had communications with both Lee and Doug. And yeah, it's something we're going to support. The MOW are like putting, I'm going to quote a bit of Jacob here, all gas, no break support on this. It's something we're down for. We are most definitely down for. It's a good expose. Just from this few seconds trailer that I saw, I'm like, but there's no date yet. The editing and everything's still taking place, and this is, that's life. But when it's out, we're gonna push it. The trailer's out, we're pushing that. You're gonna see us. Check our socials. We're gonna be reposting that where we can. But I'm gonna say it one more time and just wrap this up. For the Love of Wrestling, guys, was special. I feel that 2027 is gonna be huge. I have no insight. I have no insight on who's coming. But each year, my expectations have been exceeded because of what Monopoly events have done. So you're seeing AJ here just saying, thank you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for putting on such a huge and fantastic event. I'm going to say thank you once again to the wrestling community. Normally I'd say the Brit Rest community or the IWC. This isn't just the internet wrestling community and the guys who are online and, not the keyboard warriors. They can stay where they stay. But the guys who take the time to create content, and as I said, do a lot better than I do. A lot better than I do. They deserve their flowers too. Again, links below to all of these guys. To the people I met, and I promised two guys a shout out, and that's why they've got their shout outs. But to the people I met and I've recorded content with, you guys took the time to record content with me. You didn't have to. Thank you guys. And now to everyone watching here again, this isn't the usual hype AJ and what have you, because I'm still lost for words. I'll be honest with you guys. This is a Wednesday night, 3 days in, and I still don't have the exact words short of amazing and thank you. But to all of the fans who came up, and as I've always said, if you see the ministry, throw it up. You don't have to throw it up. You don't have to be a click fan. By the way, it's hard now, so you have to ask me to throw it up. But jokes aside, to those who came up and said, I saw your video. Thank you for telling me about this. I've watched your videos. Thank you for that. So once again, Lucas, DJ, thank you guys. But yeah, guys, I will be there. God spare life in 2027. Hopefully more members of the ministry, but I'll be there. I'll be there. And I want to see you guys there. I kicked it off with disappointment because if I had to queue 2 more hours, that would be a lot. But if I had to queue 2 more hours, I would get it because it means the experience that I've just shared, every other wrestling fan can experience it. And I don't think as a wrestling fan, you shouldn't experience it. Guys, I get it. As I said, I done it on a hope and a dream the first year I went there. Not everything's possible. I've been there, guys. So not making it a braggadocious thing of, if you can't make it. I understand there are reasons why you can't make it. And if for those reasons you can't make it, AJ's got your support, and hang in there, guys, because one day you will make it. But if it's for anything else and you're like, oh, should I? Oh, shouldn't I? I dare. I triple dog dare anyone who's watching this video and went to For the Love of Wrestling, comment below. Challenge me and say to me, it wasn't worth it. And if anyone could prove me wrong, hell, we'll debate it online, if you will. That's how proud and defensive I am of this project. It's amazing. We don't get stuff like this. We campaign for Mania, we campaign for all these other things. We lost our crap when Money in the Bank came to London, or Clash at the Castle happened in Scotland or Wales. Yeah, we get those things every now and again. This is a guaranteed yearly event, guys. This is our mini Mania, if you would. Don't miss out, guys. If you're wondering, should I go? I'm putting it all in. I'm putting it all in with full support do it. If you've ever, you don't have to trust my predictions on the prediction show because third place isn't the best, right? But if you've understood and if you're this far in, I think you agree with AJ's logic. I'm telling you, come along. Hell, the same way I talked about how I've had discussions with fans and I had discussions with wrestlers. If you want to have that discussion with me on the day, let's do it. Let's queue to see whoever they've got for another hour and let's talk wrestling. Let's do it. Let's talk your highs, lows, and why Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler ever. And if you don't agree with me, argue with your mama. I'm joking, but you guys get it, right? You get it. Monopoly events. Thank you so much, guys. If you're interested in anything Monopoly events do, because they don't just do for the love of wrestling, they do for the love of horror, for the love of sci-fi, for the love of fantasy. Comic-Con's a lot. Link below. Progress Wrestling, Future Shock Wrestling, link below. The content creators that I met, link below. The people I met, no links below. That's an invasion of privacy. But that's the one. Shout out to the people I met. Shout out Monopoly events. And shout out to you because I'm hoping to see you there in 2027. And again, thank you to each and every wrestler I interacted with. Childhood heroes like Billy Gunn. Childhood heroes like Kevin Nash. Teenage heroes like Rob Van Dam and the ECW Collective. Heroes like Saraya. Heroes like Bobby Lashley and Swerve. Samoa Joe. Orange Cassidy. Everyone, I feel like I got a little nugget from you all. And I appreciate that. And I hope to see you guys again soon. But until the next time, I am the one AJ. And I will see you soon. Hopefully, at For the Love of Wrestling. The one AJ out.